Nobody gets a pass for being disrespectful. Case closed. They're not going to spend any more manpower, any more of the police's finances when they was paying his way for 5 years. It is not irony that the very same year he comes back to the only place he really knew and loved. He gets gunned down. What's going on, everybody? It's your girl, B. Octavia. I'm clocking on in to give you guys an update on a murder case that we previously discussed on this channel. Alpo Martinez was a drug kingpin that migrated from New York to DC and made a mess. All right. At the height of the crack epidemic, he was a driving force to get drugs to and from and to New York and DC, among other places. Once he was caught, Alpo Martinez flipped on everybody that helped him, everybody that looked out for him, all for leverage to get out of prison. He was facing 20 years. He ended up doing not even, was it half? Maybe half that, if that. And from prison, he went into the witness protection program. So 4 or 5 years from, let's say, late 2015 to 2021, he was in the witness protection program, and he was fiending. He was fiending to get back to New York and all that he knew. But that same year, he was gunned down in October of 2021 on Halloween of all days. A lot of people automatically assume that he died as a result of being a rat. In my generation, or a lot of our generations, let's just go ahead and say that, a rat is somebody who snitches, who becomes a informant, things along those lines. If you helped a investigation in any type of way, you a rat. And some folks still will debate down that Alpo is still alive, like he some type of Tupac or something. Police accused now 30-year-old Shakeem Parker of shooting Alpo because he was pissed at how reckless Alpo Martinez rode his motorcycles through the neighborhood. An incident occurred a few weeks to a few months prior to this shooting where Alpo allegedly ran Shakeem Parker off the road, almost causing a really bad accident. And it was said that when Alpo was being reckless and he got confronted by now 30-year-old Parker, Alpo was very unapologetic about it. Is what it is. So when Alpo was released into the witness protection program, for those 5 years, he was under a alias. He was under a new identity. He was in Lewiston, Maine for all 5 years. And Lewiston, Maine is about 5 to 6 hours away, depending on if you drive, catch the plane, or whatever. It's safe to say that he should have stayed in Maine, but everything about New York that he knew back in the days is what he missed. What he missed was already dismantled decades ago, but he just was not, he was the only one that really was not aware. He couldn't wait to come back. And when he did, it was clips every single week, every bloody week, of him standing on a block or riding them damn motorcycles down the street all wild. One video I seen, he damn near crashed the thing. Okay, it could have really been bad. He gained control back, but it looked like you've been in the feds for a while. You know what I mean? And what you had back in the days, riding motorcycles or driving cars fast, you don't got that no more. You know what I mean? Like, or you're not supposed to. You're not supposed to still, after all of this time, feel, I'm finding it, let me find the word, undaunted. Yes, you're not still supposed to have a undaunted sense of being. Like, you're not supposed to still think that, you know, you can be reckless, or at 50 something, you should know you only got one life to live. But that don't mean halfway kill yourself and injure others around you just to look cool on a motorcycle. That's something that 20-year-olds do. And it's just a testament of where he was at mentally. He really thought that he was back in the days, even with all of the advancements with technology and all of this shit. It's crazy. And you see, Alpo has always been a bully. That is what I've surmised, and that is the conclusion that I came to years ago. In his interactions when he was younger, he seemed like the type of guy to only bully those who he know or knew or thought he knew wouldn't do nothing about it. Anybody he wouldn't dare cross to their face, he got them shot from behind. I digress on that. Let's continue with this update. But I feel like for people that's coming up today, for people that's younger than me, they might have seen the movie, but you do have to do these briefings to let folks know who aren't aware who this is before you go into the story. I could tell that he felt like nothing changed, and a lot of people around, they made him feel like nothing changed. That could be a good thing, but most of the time it ends up being a bad thing. A lot has changed, and you should feel like you got too much to do to keep trying to prove points. What Alpo didn't expect with this particular situation, he didn't expect to come here and not be here for years to boast and brag and do all this shit. He didn't expect his time to run out. That's number one. Number two, he didn't expect the temperament of the time that we in now. He didn't expect the temperament to change. Regardless if you read it or not, nobody gets a pass for being disrespectful. That runs out as well. When the popularity contest is over and the lights have cut off and they say over the little intercom microphone jump, it's closing time, everybody gotta go home. You ain't gotta get, but you gotta go home. Once it's over with. The status that he had back then, it came with, he's protected. If you ride with killers, the person that don't get their hands dirty, they always get to go home at the end of the day. They always get to go home. So when you lack protection, you can't do any of that no more. And those 5 years in Maine should have taught him that. You cannot come back with the same type of energy and think that you can't get touched. Nobody has respect for anybody nowadays. Nobody. They killing women and children. Come on now. Nobody gets a pass. So Shakeem Parker's trial, or the proceedings, I should say, started in early June of this year. It started last month. First, the jury was selected, and the proceedings were on and off since then. Well, this is the update, okay? According to the court docket, to the New York court docket, Shakeem Parker has been acquitted as of Tuesday, July 9th, and he has been released from jail. There has been no statement as of now from Shakeem or his attorney And detailed information on this trial is very sparse. They kept a lot of the media out of this one, I suppose, because it was a government informant or whatever. I don't know. So before I end with my conclusion, I want to explain what a acquittal means, okay? So we cannot confuse a acquittal with not guilty. A acquittal is a lot better than a not guilty. Both a acquittal and a not guilty verdict can happen because of lack of evidence. But if Shakeem Parker was to get a not guilty verdict, he could be tried for this crime again. Getting a acquittal protects the defendant from being prosecuted again, which is known as double jeopardy protection. So he's off the hook. He's off the hook officially. It's safe to say that the police just do not. My conclusion on this is that the police do not want Alpo's name or his, his new identity name. They don't want to deal with him no more. Okay, they don't want to do anything else along the lines of gaining justice for Alpo. I think that a lot of people, like they say free Wayne Perry, they say free Larry Hoover, and I don't know what the nicest way to say this is. People like them, I believe that they are never getting out. Like, don't get me wrong, if they was my family or something like that, I would want to keep them optimistic on that. But you got to understand that for the people that came up, for the people that caused mayhem in a time like the start and rise of the crack epidemic, for the people that made a name off of causing a lot of pain, the justice that they feel is either keeping them locked up forever or somebody takes it upon themselves to do what a lot of people wanted to happen a long time ago, including some of them. Because don't get it twisted. Just like today, like I could walk outside and see a whole bunch of white people tweaking off in several different locations, and some of them look like they not even supposed to. Like they look like they not that deep, and they should never started, and they probably come from good families. Like, I'm sure a lot of families, not just black people, not just the communities that we come from, have suffered, and their families have forever been changed due to an addiction that started in that time. They literally, their whole mindset when it comes to certain individuals is locking them up, throwing away the key, or they ending up dead, and hey, it's not enough evidence, it's not enough we can do, let's just close this case so we can focus on something else. And that's exactly what was done. Now, I want to end this off by saying this. In no way, shape, or form am I condoning murder or condoning shooting somebody off of something slight like a road rage incident, I say that to say this is the art of karma. This is a prime example to me of the art of karma. For his role in the crack epidemic, for double-crossing friends and associates, as well as, and most importantly, using people as chess pieces in the streets, then in the feds. And in my opinion, in the art of karma, we, as the viewers, as the spectators, as the observers, have to be patient. I said that his shooting death was the end. And honestly, I really didn't even think about no court proceedings or nothing. I just thought about his death, and I'm like, well, this is the end. And I haven't talked about him since. But this ladies and gentlemen, is the end. Case closed. Not enough evidence, and they're not going to spend any more manpower, any more of the police's finances when they was paying his way for 5 fucking years. It is not irony, and it is not ironic that the very same year he comes back to the only place he really knew and loved. He gets gunned down. And it's a commonality that even in his older age, 50-something, his bullying ways still didn't end. So this is the end. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for hearing me out. And I definitely want to hear what y'all got to say about this in the comments below. Make sure that you like this video. Make sure that you share it. And I'm going to see y'all later.